Good morning children. I hope you all are following the lessons carefully and you're staying safe at home. Now, before going to our topic today, I hope you understood the degrees of comparison that we have discussed previously, and I think you might have practiced everything thoroughly. Now, today I want to start with the topic of English language, because in the past 2 weeks I have heard children speaking a few mistakes. The written language is different from the spoken language. So the written language is learnt by practicing spellings. You have to practice spellings thoroughly, and only by writing you will know how to write a spelling correctly. But for speaking, it is always listening. You have to listen how the native speakers are speaking. We do not have the chance to listen to native speakers here. Native speaker means their mother tongue is English. We don't have many of them here now to listen. But you can try listening to news, English channels, English news and those things like BBC News. That will help you to listen how to pronounce some words. I have chosen these few words for this week for you to learn, because I heard in the past couple of weeks that some are sounding the words wrong. So, first one I chose is flower. It is flower because I heard people saying it as flowers. There is no such word as flowers in the English language. So that is why I gave here how to pronounce the word. It is flower. Flower. So you cannot sound flower, no R sound, and at the same time you cannot say flowers. There is no Z here at all. So it is always flower. Next one is flour. Flour is the batter and the dough that is made with these flours. Flour means the wheat flour, maida, all these are flours, and you cannot say flour or flour. Some ancient English British people still use it as flour in case of flour, but this is flour, okay? And the next one is floor, this one. So here you cannot use the word sound R here. You cannot say floors, you cannot use that word. It is floor. That's a smooth floor. Okay. Next one, this is very important because you will get this in your science most of the times, the discarders. So I heard somebody saying this as discard. There is no such word as discard in English language. There is discard. Discarding means throwing away. Discard the waste. Discard means throwing away the waste things. But there is no such word as discard when you are using this spelling. D-I-S-C-O-V-E-R. It is discover. Not cover. It is discover. So, because you will always get these words in your science textbooks, I thought this is very good to choose this word and let you know how you have to pronounce it. And this one, this is a tricky one because some say R. There is no R. You cannot sound R at the end. It is R. Our children, our people, our nation. You can say that. And in some cases, some people like the Americans, they use our. And they will not say our. R sound should not be pronounced at all while you are using these words. It is R or our. And you cannot sound it as our or R. There is no such sound in English. And then this one is also same like R. This is hour. 1 hour. 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So these are the few words that I have chosen for today. And children, the reason I have chosen to tell you about English language is because now that we are using only English to English in the videos and we are not translating it into Telugu, I thought it might be difficult for some children to understand the language properly. So I have chosen these words along with your subject, your syllabus. You will also learn how to speak the language. English is a very sweet language, children, and it is helpful for you the entire life. Throughout your life, it will be helpful for you wherever you go. Not only in this state, in another states, or if you go to another countries, English is the common communicating language. And the other thing is, you have to learn the grammar very well in order to be precise in your language. If you speak grammar, if you know and learn grammar properly, you can speak properly. In the same way, from the beginning, I think you started learning your grammar around your second and third classes. So it is not just a yearly or academic syllabus that will not go off. The town laws and country laws, you don't need it in 8th class. But degrees of comparison, you will need it for your entire life. So be very careful, and grammar you have to carry it all through your life. So learn carefully and write them in a separate notes so that you will have all the grammar parts. You will learn how vocabulary runs and how the pronunciation goes. So this is it for this week's learning pronunciation. Now we will go learn your textual grammar, which will be the can and may. How we will use can and may. Can and may are usually used in general terms. They use it both for the same kind of questions. Now if you see usage of can and may, where we have to use can and where we have to use may. Okay? So these two basic words come under modal auxiliary verbs. This you will learn later on, what are auxiliary verbs and what are primary auxiliary verbs and modal auxiliary verbs. So these can and may come under modal auxiliary verbs. There are few examples which come under modal auxiliary verbs. They are can, could, may, might, must, shall, should, will and would. Okay, these are called modal auxiliary verbs. Now I am only going to teach you today how we are going to use them. It is very simple, and just you have to understand where you have to use them. First thing, may. Let's see what may says about. May is nothing but asking for permission. It is like asking in a polite manner. You are asking for permission. May I do that? May I take your pencil? May I borrow your pen? May I use your restroom? So these all are permissions. You are asking them if you can do it. But if you are not authorized to do yet unless the person is given you permission. When coming to can is ability to do something. I can go to the washroom. Can't I? Question yourself. Anybody can go to the washroom. Unless small babies, they can't go, but anybody can go and use the washroom. I can ride a bike. Here the ability is different. Everybody can't ride a bike. Only few people learn and get the ability to ride a bike. So here it is not always happening to everybody. It is the ability in someone to do some work. Okay, I hope you understood the difference. May is used when we are asking for permission. Can is only saying that you have the ability to do, but you are not given permission to do that work. Let's see some examples. First one. May she swim? May she swim? Here, is she permitted to swim? Here I am asking, may she swim? Can she? I am asking. So, did her mother give her permission to swim? So, this is questioning if she is permitted to swim. Let's see another example. You may sit in the first bench. So here I am giving permission. You may come and sit in the first bench. I am giving permission. Come and sit in the first bench. So, which means you are allowed. I am allowing you to come and sit. You cannot come and sit without my permission. Next one. May I have a biscuit? So I am asking if I may have a biscuit. I am asking for permission if I can take one and eat. So, am I permitted? Am I allowed to eat a biscuit? In that cases, we use may. And if I am asking my mother if I may have a biscuit, then what she should say? Yes, you may have a biscuit. She cannot say you can have a biscuit. Anybody can have a biscuit. Anybody can take a biscuit and eat. Everybody knows how to eat, right? That is the ability. So, even when responding, what we should do is, yes, you may have a biscuit. See, when you are writing your essay 1, essay 2 exams, what you do? You jumble your classes. You sit with different classes children, right? With other class children. So, you don't know them. So, if you need to borrow a pencil or a pen, what you should ask? Generally, when I noticed, you never ask. You just grab it from them, right? You don't take permission from others. But that is very bad manners. You have to take permission when you are taking others' utensils, others' things. So, what you should ask? May I borrow your pencil? And there is a difference. Taking and borrowing. Taking means it can be without permission or with permission. But when you are saying borrowing, it is taking from them, and borrow means taking and you will return it. So that is the correct word to use. So, may I borrow your pencil? May I borrow your pen? Which means you will give it back. So, may is a polite word you should use when you are speaking to your elders. It doesn't matter with youngers or elders, but may is a proper, appropriate, polite kind of word to use when you are asking something. From 1990s, may and can have been using like in general terms. Even I might use in some cases. Can you do this for me? We'll just ask. But we are not asking, may you do this for me? It is, I should ask them in a polite way, please do it for me. It is asking in a pleasing manner. But if I say, can you do it? I am only asking the person, do you have the ability to do it? You know what, when we say, no cheyyagalava, when we say that, we are only asking if he or she can do that job. But we are not giving permission to do that job. Okay? Now, let's see some examples for can. As I said, can is the ability to do. It is not doing something. It is giving only permission. It is not giving permission. It is only saying, yes, I can do that job. But do you want me to do it? Then you can say, yes, you may do it. Okay? Let's see some examples here. First one, can she swim? When we are saying, can she swim? I am asking if she knows how to swim. Can she swim? And in that case, what do you answer? Whether she can swim, then you say yes, she can swim. And if she doesn't, you will say no, she cannot swim. So here, is she able to swim? I am asking, is she able to swim? The second example is, I can whistle. So listen very carefully children. Here it is whistle, not whistle. Okay? And some say whistle. It is not whistle as well. It is whistle. It sounds like that. Whistle. Sill. Okay? Now, I can whistle. I am saying I can whistle. I have the ability to whistle. I have the ability to whistle. But I am not whistling, I am not asking for permission. I am only giving an information that I can whistle. Next one. Can he lift a 100 kg bag? It's still a question. So I am asking, is he strong enough to lift a 100 kg bag? If he is able, he will say, yes, I can lift. If he cannot, he will say, no, I cannot lift a 100 kg bag. So it is only telling about his strength of lifting a bag, 100 kg bag. But I am not asking him to lift it. I am only asking if he can lift it. Now if I want him to lift a 100 kg bag, what should I say? May you lift that bag. So I am asking in a requested way to lift the bag. Okay, then he will lift the bag. So may is asking permission and giving permission. When you come to can, you are only telling if you can do that job or not. Okay. So these are few examples and write them at least 3 times. Children, here are some examples. Now we will discuss these examples. After that, I want you to write them at least 3 times and learn how they will come. And I also want you to make your own sentences. Try and write many more sentences with can and may. So listen, if you want, go back to the video, play it again, learn them and then try to write them. Okay. Now let's see. May or can will adjust here in these words, in these sentences. Okay. The first one I already wrote. Let's see. Mother, may we go to the cinemas? So she's asking. Mother, may we go? She's asking like if we all can go to the movies. She's not saying can we go. If I say, for suppose, like if I say can we go to the cinemas, everybody can go. If you know the way, if you know the route, how to go to the cinemas, you can go. But she's asking permission that if they might go to the movies. So, mother, may we go to the cinemas? She's asking permission that if they can go to the movies or cinema. Okay. Next one. Dash I come in teacher. This you all should know very well because most of you are coming late to school now. When the school was running, most of you come late to the school, and then what you'll do? You'll stay outside of the door and then you'll say. Usually some do not say anything. They just stretch their hand and stand there. But that is not what you have to do. You have to say, may I come in teacher? Because it is being polite and you are asking for permission. Then you should say, may I come in teacher. Next one. Sindhu dash come to India next month. So here, what do you think will come? Can or may? Sindhu, if I say can come to India next month, then how it will be? She can come anytime, not next month, the month after or a week before, doesn't matter. Can is only the ability if she can come. So Sindhu may come. It is saying about a doubt that she might come in the next month. We don't know, but she is planning. So she may come next month. She may come to India next month because we are talking about near future. So here we are saying the possibility that can happen in the future. May come means she is planning, she wants to come, so she may come next month, but we don't know until she arrives on that specific date. So this is in some times it explains about the possibilities of near future. Next one. You dash use my cell phone if you need. What you will say? Most of you will use can here. You can use my cell phone if you need. Anybody can use a cell phone, right? Even little children are using cell phones these days. So we are not talking about the ability. Here you may use. We are giving permission to use my cell phone. I am giving my permission for you to use my cell phone. So you may use my cell phone if you need. If you are in need, yes, you may take my cell phone. Next one. The dog dash attack you if you run. So you are not running at the moment, but if you run, the dog may attack you. So here, which word will come? We are talking about the future possibility. We don't know it will attack or not, but if it may attack. We are expressing our doubt in the future possibility. If you run, maybe it will attack you. We don't know, but it might attack you. Why I used might? Because I am speaking about the future there. So it might attack. We don't know if it will attack or not. Okay. Next one. Dash you sing the national anthem. No. Dash you sing the national anthem. So if I say may you sing the national anthem. If I say may, then how it will express? It is, I am not giving the permission. It doesn't really make sense, does it? It doesn't really explain the sentence properly. So here I should say, can you? I am asking if you can sing the national anthem. Can you think about it? If you can sing the national anthem or not perfectly. Okay, so I am asking, can you? Do you have the ability to sing the national anthem? Next one. Yes, I dash fix your bike. So, what do you think? Here, may or can will suit here. Understand very carefully. Yes means somebody asked if you can. Then yes, I can fix your bike. I know how to fix a bike if it is in repair. So I know how to fix a bike. But here we are not giving permission or not asking permission. He is not asking may I fix your bike. He is only saying I can fix a bike. If a bike is broken down, broken means not into pieces. Here in this context, broken means in repair. My car broke down on the way, which means it is not broken into pieces and parts. Which means broken means it is under repair. Suddenly, all of a sudden, my car stopped, the brakes failed, and my car got broken down. That is what we should say. Okay? So, yes, I can fix your bike. Here he is saying, I know how to fix a bike. But he is not asking if, may I fix your bike. He is not asking if he wants us to fix our bike. Okay? So, these are the examples I want you to listen carefully first, couple of times, and then write them 3 times each, and also make more sentences with can and may. And remember, may is for permission, giving permission or asking for permission. Can is only telling what you can do, what they can do, what it can do. Okay? So remember that carefully and make nice sentences. Put today's date and then write them. So whenever we meet in the class, then we can look at the corrections. Okay? Now a few more examples in short. Okay? Here we will see can I. When I am using can I help you? So we are asking, can I help you? Here this means, don't get confused, but this means I have the ability to help you. Do you want me to help you? In that case, we should say, may I help you? So most of the cases they use commonly. Can is used, may is used, but may is most polite way. Remember that very carefully, that may is always being polite. Next, can I see you again? So still it is asking permission, but this is not like immediate action. We don't know if you will see that person very soon or not, and you don't know if you want to see that person. But we are asking if can I see you again means we don't know if that action will take place. If the other person gives you permission, yes, you may see me next week. If they say that word, then you can use can in such circumstances. Here, can I have some water? That is what everybody says, right? So what you should say, may I, is the polite way. Can you have some water? Yes, everybody can have water. I can have, you can have. Everybody knows how to drink and you can have some water. Only if you are given permission, right? See, somebody wants to come and sit in the first bench from the last bench. What you will do? Usually you don't ask, right? That is what you do in the classes. You just roam around even when teacher is there. That is not the correct procedure, right? When a teacher is present in the class, what you should do? You should take permission when you move from your table or your seat. So, if you are in the last bench and you want to come and sit in your first bench in somebody else's place, what you should do? You should ask permission from your teacher. And how you should ask? Teacher, may I sit in the first bench? If you say, can I sit in the first bench? Then, yes, you can. But I am not giving you permission to sit. Anybody can come and sit in the first bench, but you are not allowed to sit in the first bench until I say, right? So, if I say, sit in the first bench, then, yes, you may sit in the first bench. Then you should ask, may I sit in the first bench? Understood? So, that is the main difference, being polite and asking for permission. If you say, I can sit, I want to sit, that doesn't work here. Okay? Next one. I am just giving few examples of could I, where we use could I. Could I? Could I call you later? Could I means it's in the future. We don't know, but if I am allowed, then could I call you? I am still asking. Could I call you later? Next one. Could I borrow some money? So I am asking for money, but we don't know the answer until the other person gives us a response. Here you can also say may I, but it doesn't really make any sense because we don't know if the person is willing to give us money. If we don't know the person has money readily available. So when we are talking about the near futures, we should say could I. Next one, could I go? When you are speaking in the polite manner, you should say may I go. But could I go when you are in a friend circle, then you say okay, chalo, bye. That's what we say, right? So could I go? You say okay, let me go. May I go? Okay. So these are things. And this one, may I? May I speak to the teacher? It's asking permission with respect, with utmost respect. May I speak to the teacher? So you are asking if you can go and speak to the teacher. Everybody can speak, but you want to speak and you have the need of speaking. So you should say, may I speak to the teacher? And may I go to the bathroom? In most of the cases, what you will do? Even 7th class children start showing their fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So no showing fingers anymore. Fingers are for counting, eating, right? So may I go to the bathroom? It's nothing wrong in saying the word bathroom or toilet or restroom, okay? So you should always say, may I go to the bathroom? These are taking permissions from your elders. It could be your parents, your teachers, or anybody else who are older than you. So be very cautious which word you are using. It is the most common mistake that everybody does, using can in place of may and may in place of can. But this is the slightest difference. You should know it is an ability where can is used, telling that I can do, I know how to do. When may is coming, it's like asking permission to do something and giving permission to do something. Okay children, I hope it is clear for you. If you have any doubts, you can post them later. But for now, write these sentences as your homework, write them 3 times and then make many more sentences, at least 10 sentences using may and can, 5 of each, okay? And try writing them in an innovative way. Don't use simple sentences. May I go to the bathroom? May I go to the church? May I go to the temple? Don't use the same sort of sentences. Try different kind of sentences and write them and learn them thoroughly. You have to read your grammar every single day from the beginning. Degrees of comparison, these and you have to follow them. I have also joined the Word document. You will be receiving it in your WhatsApp message in the group. So I have given you a list of words where you can see and learn the degrees of comparison, how they change in each degree. Okay. So this is it for now, children. Stay safe and learn very well. Keep reading and don't stay idle. Thank you.